So, I'm in Bad Ragaz in Switzerland. Bad Ragaz in Switzerland is well known and acknowledged for its thermal waters and its skiing area. However, the star of the show is the Grand Resort Bad Ragaz. Famous for its thermal bath, locals as well as tourists are flocking to the resort for its recreational benefits. You'll find thermal pools, a medical center and all sorts of treatments. And from a culinary perspective, there are a lot of good reasons to visit the resort as well. 3 restaurants are holding a total of 5 Michelin stars. And especially one of them is considered to be one of the most interesting restaurants in Switzerland right now. In 2019, the resort went through a complete renovation. And in 2021, it was elected as Hotel of the Year by the influential guide Igniv. Will it live up to this prestigious title? I will find out within the next couple of days.
Herzlich willkommen in der Schweiz und bei uns im wunderschönen Resort Bad Ragaz.
Welcome to Switzerland and to the beautiful Resort Bad Ragaz.
I'm standing here in front of Verve by Sven, run by the man behind Memories, the 2 Michelin-starred restaurant situated under the same roof here at the Grand Resort Bad Ragaz. Verve by Sven was supposed to be the more casual, simple version of Sven Basma's Swiss Alpine cuisine, but after their visit, the Michelin guide liked it so much that they also gave this place a Michelin star. So here we have this very, very delicious waffle with a almost sourdough-like texture, and this lovely brown butter egg yolk cream and the caviar on top, all very nutty, but also very elegant, fresh, and with a great texture. Really good snack. So here we really have something delicious. The main course, which you can tell is really based on high quality produce. It's winter time, you really taste the season with a beautiful piece of beautifully cooked deer. You have the celeriac, of course, a part of the winter as well. Here, hardly grilled to get this caramelized crust, quince and some cranberries, and a tiny bit of spruce oil. It's really like walking through the forest, really delicious. So that was it for tonight. Verve by Sven is definitely a nice experience. I especially like the waffle with the caviar and egg yolk cream and the deer, which was of exquisite quality. It's important to say that for a Michelin-starred restaurant, this is a very casual meal where it's less about fine dining and more about making sure that people are having a good time. Igniv is a 2 Michelin-starred restaurant situated at the Grand Resort Bad Ragaz. It's run by one of Switzerland's most famous chefs, Andreas Caminada, famous for his Schloss Schauenstein 3 Michelin-starred restaurant, just a 30-minute drive from here. Igniv has a sharing plate concept, which is very unusual for a restaurant at this level. So I'm curious to see what that's all about. appetizers disappeared very quickly from the table. Everything was really, really delicious. The head chef here is Silvio German, and he is off to a very good start with everything from crispy vegetable-based snacks to very, very rich and creamy egg serving with truffle. I'm already very happy. So we've just finished the first part of the sharing plates, a cold selection of plates ranging from char to trout to foie gras terrine to celery and an ice cream made of foie gras. All dishes were exquisite, super beautifully presented and really sharp in flavor. The only thing I would have loved was to have the foie gras ice cream coming a little later so that it wouldn't melt. Apart from that, it's a really great start, definitely on a 2-star level, and with beautiful local wine, Completa, a great variety that is very unknown but very delicious, especially coming from a 3-liter bottle from 2014. I'm a fan. So after a flight mainly based on European flavors, something completely different happened with lettuce, with kimchi and exo sauce with dried seafood of many different kinds. Asian flavors at its finest, really delicious and beautiful combination. So I've just finished a really, really wonderful nugget made with local chicken and the most paper-thin tempura crust and this barbecue sauce that is gone. Absolutely stunning, juicy bite. Incredible. I must say it was a really, really great meal. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but the quality of the food was really amazing. We got 22 servings and everything was really sharp, precise flavors, excellent produce. I'm not necessarily sure that I think that the sharing concept worked 100% in each serving. But that said, there's no doubt that the food is on a very high level and I think that the 2 stars are well deserved. When it comes to the service and the wine pairings, I must say I was really amazed. Casual on one side, but also super professional on the other. I really also want to highlight the wine pairing. First of all, the wines were great. Some of them came from Switzerland, some came from France. But first of all, they were of a great quality. They worked well with the food, and the sommelier is full of knowledge and he was happy to share it with us, and that means that we had a wonderful night. At Memories, Sven serves his version of a modern Swiss Alpine cuisine. The restaurant only opened 2 years ago, but within this short amount of time, the restaurant has already received 2 Michelin stars. The local food enthusiasts here in Switzerland are talking very highly about this place. And according to many of them, it's the most interesting restaurant in the country at this moment. My expectations are very high. So I got a little anxious when I saw that the next wine following the Krug champagne was also a champagne, but then I realized that we were talking about a 22-year-old wine from Louis Roederer, and it's absolutely impressive to kick off a wine pairing with such an old champagne, and it's stunning. So I'm looking very much forward to see what this is going to be paired with. I've had quite a few caviar dishes throughout my career, and I've come to the conclusion that caviar is supposed to be served with something that's soft as well. And I think this horseradish chive combination works really well with the caviar. So a very good start, especially also with the matured champagne. So I think it's pretty clear that I enjoyed this signature dish by Sven. This char served with burnt cream, hay, pine. Not necessarily the most fancy dish, even with a brown sauce, but holy moly, this tastes so good. It's worth traveling for, really. So here we have beetroot, which has a really meaty texture, and thanks to a little bit of heavily reduced chicken stock and a little bit of skin, you get all the umami you need together with the beetroot still playing the leading role of the dish. So here we have a combination that's a first for me. You have in the bottom the Spätzle, a typical kind of dumpling pasta from Switzerland, also Austria. Then you have the caraway and truffle. Surprisingly enough, it works really well also with the two types of Swiss cheese. And not to forget the beautiful Pinot from 2 kilometers away. Another reason to go to Switzerland is for the wine. That is a hidden gem, something you don't experience outside the country, and it's really worth traveling for. Cheers. So beef of some more or less randomly selected kind is a typical main course item. Here we are talking about a 14-year-old dairy cow from the region, and it's absolutely amazing. I guess there's around 30 grams here on the plate, and it tastes like you've had a 500-gram steak. Served with a choux of the very same cow. Absolutely stunning, so tender, so intense in flavor. Wow, and I love that they serve it with the fat as well in order to get as much flavor as possible. So what they've basically done here is to pour the pairing on top of the dessert. A very interesting approach that works really well. The sorbet and the Negroni, top notch. Such an elegant way to serve chocolate, with the references to the old tradition of Cochin chocolate, which was invented many years ago and now brought back to life. So that was it for tonight. What I really enjoyed about this meal was the courage to reduce instead of adding unnecessary things to the plate. Rumors indicate that this could very well be the next 3 Michelin-starred restaurant in Switzerland. Well, I might very well agree. It's really difficult to wrap up this experience. Grand Resort Bad Ragaz is an enormous machinery with so many outlets and options. My expectations to especially Igniv and Memories were very high, but they were exceeded remarkably. This resort is in a league of its own, and the only downside to it is that at some point you have to leave.